Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Science, and today in this video I will be talking about the monthly horoscope for the month of August 2023 for all 12 ascendant signs. This month the planetary energies are more important and significant. Specifically, if I talk about the planetary influences which are activating the sign of Leo is more crucial during this month. Wheresoever the sign Leo lies in your horoscope, you will see that house, the significance related to that house are becoming more significant. It will come in front of you one by one depending upon the influence given by the planet. So therefore, the people whose moon sign, ascendant sign or sun sign is Leo, or the people in whose birth chart any significant placement of planets are placed into the sign of Leo, for them these energies will be more impacted, or they will feel it more in higher magnitude. Or suppose any planet which is seated in the sign of Leo in your horoscope and you are running through the dasa of that planet, or suppose you are running through the dasa of Sun because Sun rules Leo, in that case also these transits or these influences will impact you more. Now if I talk about the planetary influences and the transits and the related dates, then starting with Sun, at this moment of time Sun is transiting into the sign of Cancer, but on 17th of August it will change the sign. It will enter its own sign Leo, again the sign of Leo. If I talk about Mars is transiting into the sign of Leo. Just opposite to Mars, in the sign of Aquarius, we have Saturn in the retrograde motion. Jupiter and Rahu is conjunct in the sign of Aries. Ketu is transiting in the sign of Libra. Mercury is transiting in the sign of Leo. And in this month, on 24th of August, Mercury will turn retrograde in the sign of Leo. If I talk about Venus, Venus has turned retrograde in the sign of Leo, and on 7th of August it will leave the fiery sign of Leo and it will go back in the retrograde motion into the watery sign of Cancer in the Aslesha Nakshatra. So that will be a time when a sudden turbulence of emotions will fall upon every one of us, depending upon where the sign Cancer lies in your horoscope, in our horoscope. One more thing related to Venus I will say here is that at present Sun is transiting in the sign of Cancer and Venus is retrograding back. It will leave Leo and on 7th of August it will jump into the watery sign of Cancer. Starting from 3rd of August till 19th of August, Venus will be combusted. So it is basically a period of 16 days. Now the question comes, will it be very impactful? I will say that you see, Sun is marching forward, Venus is coming backward. So a time will come when they both will move at a very high pace opposite to each other. So this period of 16 days, it is a very short period of time, first of all, and second thing is that since they are moving opposite to each other, they will face off and they will move opposite to each other. So as the day will go by, you will see that the impact of that combustion of Venus will go down. So you do not need to worry that much. Yes, definitely the significations related to Venus, at certain times there can be some unnecessary clashes between the partners, or there can be some misunderstandings, there can be some ego battles between like two people. Like suppose how you are binding with other people, it can be between any two person. Okay, there can be some ego battles or misunderstanding, but don't get too much worried about it. Now at this moment of time when Venus is really afflicted, now this is a thing when we think about that Venus is afflicted, but when Venus jumps into the sign of Cancer, the affliction to the Venus will be reduced considerably. So I will say that this retrogression of Venus is a good one when it enters the sign of Cancer. So you don't need to worry about the combustion of Venus to that much extent, because I remember that in my last video, few people commented and few people also asked me that what about the combustion of Venus. Okay, so I will say that the combustion will start from 3rd of August. It will end around on 19th of August, and as Venus goes by in that the sign of Cancer, you will see that the problems will be highly mitigated. Okay, that much problem will not be there. Okay, means the impact will be very less, very less. Okay, now if I talk about Mercury, because Mercury will also turn retrograde in this sign of Leo, and more importantly here is that when Venus leaves Leo, it will be all about Mercury and Mars. Now you have to understand this particular chemistry, very important. Venus leaves Leo on 7th of August. It will be all about Mars and Mercury aspected by Jupiter and Saturn. So what is happening? Jupiter and Saturn is activating the significance of the sign of Leo, and since Mercury is also transiting over here, so you will see the houses ruled by Mercury in your horoscope, significations related to that also will come in front of you. Now since Leo is a friendly sign to Mercury, because Mercury takes Sun as a friend, it is a friendly sign of Mercury. So this is a time when our thought process will be very mechanical, because the presence of Mars and aspect by retrograde Saturn, it's a very mechanical thought process. And I will say there is nothing to take negative about it. Now someone will say, our speech and communication will be very harsh, rude. Don't think about that. Why I say you? Because the impact will be till 16th of August. You can mark down the dates. Till 16th of August, you will see that Mercury and Mars will come this closer. There will be a barrier of only 3.5 degrees. Only a barrier of 3.5 degrees between Mars and Mercury. But that will be till 16th of August. After that, Mars will march ahead. Mercury will turn stationary. Mercury will turn stationary because Mercury will prepare to retrograde back on 24th of August. And after 16th, just 2 days, on 18th of August, Mars is changing the sign. It will leave the sign of Leo, it will enter the sign of Virgo. So it is all about the game, the everything. It is all about the initial 2.5 weeks of the month of August. But this initial 2.5 weeks, so many things are going to happen that at times we may feel that, oh my God, what's coming next? What type of news can I hear tomorrow? So this kind of feelings will be there. But you don't need to worry, because this Mercury, or the position of Mercury and the influences on Mercury will be making you very technical, very mechanical, very creative energy. Now when we talk about speech and communication, I will also share something about it, that the influence of Jupiter, had it been only Mars or Saturn, the influence could have been different. The influence, the aspect of Jupiter, which is a very positive aspect. Although Jupiter is transiting along with Rahu, but still I will say that this Mercury will perform better. It will be a game changer. I can say you here one more thing. Since Mercury entered the sign of Leo, although Venus was afflicted, Venus turned retrograde, so many things happened, but the moment Mercury entered the sign of Leo, new type of communication has started. The problems are trying to get resolved now. You can comment down below if you have faced this kind of things. So can I say it as a new beginning? Although there might have been some kind of misunderstandings or something, but don't you feel that this is a new beginning? A new type of solutions are coming in one way or the other, depending upon where the sign Leo lies in your horoscope. You can write it down in the comments if you have faced this kind of situation, and trust me, it is a very positive change. Now For certain ascendants, this transits or this planetary influences can be a bit difficult, specifically for those ascendants where these transits or these influences are impacting the 6th house, 8th house or the 12th house. Because if the sign Leo lies in your 6th house, so just opposite to Leo, you will have retrograde Saturn in the 12th house. So it is activating your 6-12 axis. And the people for whom the sign Leo lies in your 8th house, you will see Saturn is sitting in the 2nd house in the retrograde motion. So basically 6, 8, 12, these are the houses when these influences are coming. You need to be a bit careful regarding the significance of those houses. And that also I will say it is just a phase of time. It's just a small interval of time. It is not like the whole year. Okay, so you don't need to get so much worried about certain things. Okay, so I will say that the initial 2.5 weeks you will see that so many drama is going on with respect to this planetary energies and everything, and later on you will see that many things are turning to be good. Okay, so let us start for all the 12 ascendant signs that how this month of August 2023 is going to be for every one of us. Okay, and if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly, and your comments are always welcome to me. And since I said that it is going to give different kinds of results for every one of us, depending upon our dasa, depending upon our planetary positions in our horoscope, depending upon on which planet the planets are transiting over the natal planets, on that way also different kinds of results can be expected. So I will say you that anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links down in the description section. You can also mail me through my email ID, or you can get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. All the links is given down in the description section. So now I will start for all the 12 ascendant signs. You can check it from your moon sign also. Okay, so I will say you that check it from your ascendant sign first, then check it from your moon sign. So come, let us start. For the Aries ascendant people, your 5th lord sun is transiting in the 4th house, and in the 5th house you have Mars, retrograde Venus and Mercury. So first of all, I will say that in this month, this is a time period of learning, improving your skill set. So the people who are associated with education or education fraternity, for them it is a wonderful time for learning new things, specifically for the students. Improve your creativity, face the challenges and ultimately become victorious. This is the main theme of this month of August. Another part I will add here is that since so many planetary energies are impacting your 5th house and retrograde energies are also impacting your 5th house, so I will say that certain matters can make you at times very anxious, and there can be thought-provoking matters coming in front of you regarding your children, regarding the health of your children. So I will say that becoming more understanding and considerate towards your child will be not only helpful for you but also helpful for them to face their challenges, day-to-day life, planning new things and ultimately executing them in proper way to get the good results. As I said that so many retrograde energies, because you see Saturn is retrograde in your 11th house and aspecting your 5th house. At this moment of time, Venus is retrograde in your 5th house, but on 7th of August, Venus will change the sign. It will leave the fiery sign of Leo and it will enter the watery sign of Cancer. But later this month, on 24th of August, Mercury will turn retrograde in your 5th house. So you see so many retrograde energies are playing their part in the 5th house. So what will happen that you may feel at times that you are planning certain things, but in reality the work or the events are not going according to your plans. That means that you have to work more hard. Before you execute something, you have to do proper homework regarding that. And that's the reason I say that this is a time of learning. Now if I talk about the individual planetary impact, then I will say that first of all, since your Lagna Lord Mars, Mercury and Venus is transiting at this moment of time in the 5th house, this is a time for anything associated related to communication, creativity, art, or even applying your intelligence very mechanically, very straightforward approach towards your life. Like suppose you are planning something, you should be like, I want to do this and I will do this. You should not get swayed by your emotions. This is what this theme of the month of August is all about. If I talk about specifically regarding Venus, then I will say that Venus is moving away from the sign of Leo on 7th of August. It will move backwards. It will enter the Aslesha Nakshatra in the sign of Cancer on 7th of August. And one more thing I will add here is that Venus will be under the combustion from 3rd of August till 19th of August. Venus is your 7th lord of relationship, partnership, and 2nd lord, wealth, family, values. So during this particular time, I will say that any matter related to partnership, your relationship, or suppose you are thinking to collaborate with something else or someone else at the professional level, or you are thinking for any kind of major investment decision making or anything related to family, I will say on these matters you should be careful, because Venus will be under combustion and it is retrograde. So it may happen that you take one decision and again it can lead to reversal of your decision. So I will say that on these matters, or the significations related to Venus for the Aries ascendant people with regards to your 2nd house and 7th house, you should be careful, specifically till 19th of August, till it is combusted. After 19th of August, what will happen, that it will be coming out of combustion. It will be retrograde by that time also, but events will change by that time. One more thing I will say, that since Sun is transiting at this moment of time in your 4th house, this is also a time to look into any matter with regards to your domestic affairs, your home. Take care regarding health of your mother during this particular time, because this is not only going to give you good results with regards to the family happiness, but also it is going to be a type of divinity, because Sun is your 5th lord. Okay, this is also a time that when you can get into some kind of religious ideas, practicing some mantras, okay, or religious scriptures will be highly beneficial for you. This will not only improve the significance of your 5th house but also 9th house, looking into the fact that your 9th lord Jupiter is under the conjunction of Rahu in the 1st house. So this will not only improve the divinity and optimism in your life, but also will help you or allow you to face the challenges and ultimately become victorious. Because don't forget, Mercury is your 3rd lord and 6th lord. Later on in this month, Mercury will turn retrograde in your 5th house. So you may feel that I am putting my efforts, I am planning so many things, but it is not coming into reality. This kind of feelings may come. So that time, your discipline, your punctuality, more you adhere to dharma, that will give you the calm composure to think beyond the boundaries. It will help you out in that way. Don't forget that Saturn is also aspecting your 5th house. Saturn is also aspecting your 8th house by its 10th aspect. So sometimes you may feel that you need to become more stabilized. You have to adhere to more stability in order to look into the ups and downs of life. So in this way, you will become more stable and it will give you proper results. I will say good results. One more thing I will add here is that since so many planets are transiting in the 5th house, they will be looking onto your 11th house also. Although they are retrograde. Retrograde means now you will become more creative and adhere to some other ways. Retrograde means that since you are not getting results in one simple way, let me try something else. So this will make you more creative. So suppose if you are associated with art and creativity, this is the time to learn new things, improve your skill set, and ultimately get gains out of it. It will not only improve your name, fame, and reputation, but also make you more strong at the spiritual level, also with regards to your intelligence, with regards to your talent. So make the most out of it. That's it for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus ascendant people, at this moment of time, you see that so many planets are impacting your fourth house. Mars, retrograde Venus, Mercury. Venus happens to be your Lagna Lord. And your fourth Lord, Sun, is transiting in the third house. So during this particular time, I will say one thing, that any matter related to your domestic front, howsoever big it is, howsoever small it is, don't ignore. Rather, I will say that you must be doing proper planning, proper management towards the next step of your life, towards any important decisions. You should be doing proper planning for that before you execute it. Why? Because when we talk about the execution of planning, that is the fifth house. Your fifth lord Mercury is in your fourth house under the impact of so many planets. Since it is in the fourth house itself, so it will impact directly your mental peace, the environment where you live in. So first and foremost, I will say that taking care regarding the health of your mother, taking care regarding any small matters at your home, participating in any kind of work related to your home, or helping the people in and around your home will really be helpful to you, will really give you very good results. This is also a time, what I can say is that you can start any work related to land or property, or suppose you are thinking to renovate your house or construct a new house. In that way also, this is going to give you very good results. On 7th of August, I see that Venus is leaving the sign of Leo and it will enter the sign of Cancer, that is your third house, and it will be in conjunction with Sun during that particular time. It will be under the combustion also. So I will say here one thing, that repeated hard work is necessary in order to get success during that particular time. You will get insights to put efforts in some different way because of that retrogression of Venus. Venus is a Lagna Lord. This is also a time when you may think of change of residence, or suppose if you are thinking to change of residence, then this is the time when you will be able to execute it. Or suppose if you are thinking to go to some far away place, take some short travels, move to some one place to another. In that way also, this is going to give you very good results. Okay, what I can see, that all of a sudden you may feel isolated, or you may get some work which you need to perform in isolation. In either of the case, you will be seeing that you have to put your efforts all alone, and then only you are going to get good results. Since so many planets are present in the fourth house, I will say that during this particular time, take care regarding the health of your mother, take care regarding any small matter related to your home, participate in any kind of work at your home. That will give you not only some mental peace, but also you will feel that you are able to participate through your energy, intelligence for the domestic affairs. That will not only give you good results with regards to your mental peace, but also it will try to mitigate any kind of small disputes or problems. Okay, you will get the solutions out of it. You see that at this moment, Mars, Venus and Mercury is aspecting your 10th house also. So this is a time when you will become very mechanical, very analytical and logical with regards to your work methodologies. So at times, small matters can make you very anxious and irritated. Okay, so I will say that just avoid any kind of dispute with the co-workers or with your authorities or superiors during this particular time. That will be much more helpful. One more thing I will say, that on 18th of August, Mars is changing the sign. Mars will leave your 4th house. Now that is a good thing, I will say. Mars will come onto your 5th house. So the affliction on the 4th house will be reduced. Although on 17th of August, Sun will enter your 4th house. Now Sun and Saturn will be opposite to each other. The best part of it is that normally in transit it is said that whenever Sun and Saturn are transiting together or they are sitting opposite to each other, it is said that this is a time for accomplishment of work or accomplishment of any kind of job or thing which you have started. So this will be a time when you will get too much energy to start any kind of new work or work on your abilities and get success, because it will fill yourself with so much energies. Okay, and since it is happening in the 4th house, so yes, at times you may feel that you are not getting enough rest out of your work. So you have to take out some time for your own rest and mental peace also. Okay. On 18th of August, when Mars enters your 5th house, this will be a time when it can make you very fast in order for your thinking process, for starting any new work. Okay, or at times you may feel that you are judging your own creative talent also. So I will say that don't become so fast. Think about it, judge the things on its ability, and then start any new work. Okay. One more thing what I can say is that Jupiter and Rahu is transiting in the 12th house. Okay, and since Venus, your Lagna Lord, will be retrograde, although it will come out of the affliction and it will enter your 3rd house, so it is good for your health, but still I will say that some health care is essential during this particular time, looking into the fact that Mars is transiting at this moment of time in your 4th house, and Saturn is aspecting it. Saturn is aspecting your 12th house also. Okay, so during this particular time I will say that taking more care regarding your health, regarding your mental peace is very essential, which will not only improve your energy level in some right manner, but also give you success at your work at the personal and professional level. Okay, so that's it for the Taurus ascendant people. For the Gemini ascendant people, your Lagna Lord Mercury is conjunct with retrograde Venus and Mars in the 3rd house. In one look, it seems that it is a very good planetary energy going on in the 3rd house. Although Venus is retrograde, but I will say that very soon Venus will change the sign in the retrograde motion and it will enter the watery sign of Cancer in your 2nd house, and I will say during that particular time your hard work will lead to financial gains. Although there is so many planetary impact falling onto your 3rd house, so that means during this time any kind of efforts, any kind of new work you are starting, or you are focusing your present work also, in that particular case also, more you are putting efforts, more it is going to give you good results. This planetary energies also seems that you have to work on your communication skills. On certain matters you may feel that you need to work on your present work. You will feel that if you are associated with any work related to mass communication, art, creativity, or anything where you need to speak a lot, specifically with regards to education fraternity also, because Venus rules your 5th house, Mercury rules your 4th house, so education is coming into the action. So during this particular time you need to learn new things, you have to work on your creativity, and you may also feel that some kind of detachment is there towards your learning, towards your creative skills. Now that is coming from the transit of Ketu, which is happening in your 5th house. But nevertheless, I will say that more you are putting your hard work and efforts, it is going to give you very good results. There can be a sense, temporary sense of thought that should I start it or should I do it. There can be some kind of lethargy at times. You may feel it, and if you really feel it, then you can comment it down in the comment box. At times you may feel, and this has been going on from last 1.5 months. But now this is a time when you can break the shackles, you can break the barrier, and ultimately you can get some good results. Why so? Because the moment Venus transits back into the second house, you will see that it will boost your value system, it will boost your morals, it will not only give you the happiness from your near and dear ones, it will make your mind more peaceful. And Mars and Mercury will be transiting in your third house, so it will make you more mechanical in your thoughts, very technical, very action oriented methodology. Only one thing you need to be very careful during this particular time, that since Mercury is your Lagna Lord, and it also significates speech and communication, transiting in the house of communication along with Mars, aspected by Jupiter and Saturn. So during this particular time, you need to be very careful regarding what you are saying, to whom you are saying, because out of impulsion you can say something that you need to be a bit careful. Otherwise, I will say this is a wonderful time to improve your communication skills and creativity. Even you can think about your talents, your hobbies. In your existing work also you will find new kind of energies, and that will not only give you financial gains, but also it will improve your thoughts regarding your investment plans, your financial decisions. If I talk about Mars, on 18th of August, Mars is changing the sign. It is coming onto your 4th house. Now, that transit of Mars has to be taken care of, because on certain matters you may feel a bit anxious or irritated at the domestic front. Okay. Small matters can make you irritated. So, that is a time when your first priority will be your mental peace, and take out some time for your own rest, because you are putting so many efforts, you are doing so much work. You should also have some time for your rest. Since Mars will be looking onto your 10th house and 7th house, so this is also a time when you need to be very careful regarding your partnership, and at the professional front also, don't get into any kind of dispute or any kind of conflict of interest with your superiors or with your co-workers. Suppose if you are in any kind of partnership or relationship, in that case also, don't get into any kind of disputes with your partner at the professional or the personal level. Okay, during that particular time, after 18th of August, I will say. If I talk about Sun, now Sun is transiting in your second house. So first of all, whenever Sun transits in the second house, it gives a very positive boost towards your moral values. Okay, so this is a time to be more focused towards your culture, towards your morality, towards your punctuality and discipline. And on 17th of August, Sun will change the sign. It will enter your third house and it will get conjunct with Mercury. It is a wonderful transit for Sun and Mercury, I will say, after Sun enters your third house. What can be more better than that? Because Sun and Mercury in the third house will not only give you a straightforward focus and concentration towards your work, but also it also means you start your work and get the success out of it. So it's a wonderful time period, I will say. Means as the time goes by, slowly and gradually you will see that things are turning for good. Only the transit of Mars has to be taken care of. If I talk about Saturn, Saturn is retrograde in your 9th house. So this is also a time when you need to be very focused towards your higher studies, if you are thinking about it, or this is a time to be more focused and adhere to your dharma, righteousness. This is a time to go through the philosophical ideas and also apply it in your life. You can start any religious custom or ritual, or go through the religious scriptures that will give you that optimism, that divinity. Okay, in that way it is going to give you very good results. Yes, Jupiter will be transiting in your 11th house. So I will say that this is a time, more you follow your dharma, more you follow your karma, it is going to give you very good results in your upcoming days and months, because Jupiter will improve the social communication. It will improve the um, way by which you can bring new sources of income or fulfillment of desires in your life. Okay, in that way it is going to give you very good results. So that's it for the Gemini ascendant people. Make the most out of it. For the Cancer ascendant people, Mars, retrograde Venus, and Mercury, they all are transiting in this second house, and very soon on 7th of August, Venus will change the sign. It will enter the sign of Cancer, your first house, in its retrograde motion. So these planetary energies altogether indicates that there will be considerable increase in wealth or financial development, financial improvement. But again, at the same time, what I can see that simultaneously there will be some expenditures with regards to domestic and family matters. Now that can be in some good cause also, but uh, two things simultaneously, that is financial improvement and expenditures, both are same. One more thing I will say you that your fifth house is getting aspected by Mars and Saturn both. So, and since Saturn is retrograde in your eighth house, so I will say you that during this particular time you also need to be very careful regarding your health, and on certain matters you may feel that you need to plan a lot, put a more thoughts on your work, on your day-to-day planning, and then you are going to get good results. This kind of things can be there. On certain matters you may feel anxious, or you may feel that you need to put more efforts in order to bring that mental peace or happiness at your personal life. Now this is all because of that Venus and Mercury positioned in your second house at this moment of time. Mercury, since it is your third lord and it is transiting in your second house during this particular time, you may feel that on certain matters related to your family or even with your family members, you need to put extra efforts in order to bring the things into peaceful environment, because that Mars and Saturn opposition which is happening in the 2-8 axis, for the Cancer ascendant people, it seems that certain matters related to family or family members needs to be taken care of. Okay, at this moment of time what I see that your Jupiter, which is also the significator of the second house, is transiting in the 10th house with the conjunction with Rahu. So this also indicates that more you focus towards your hard work, your work, and your business, more it will help you out in order to build your finances, monetary matters in a much more better manner. Although since it is transiting along with Rahu, Jupiter, there can be some kind of illusion, there can be some kind of distraction at your work, but still I will say you that more you focus into it, it will give you much more better results. Since Saturn is retrograde in your 8th house, so this is also a time when you need to be very focused towards your relationship matters, towards your health, and also take care regarding any small matters related to your partnership. Suppose if you are in any kind of partnership at the professional or personal level, in that case also you need to be very careful. Suppose you are not in any kind of partnership or something like that, in that case I will say that when you are dealing with other people or when you are dealing with a group of people, in that case you need to be very careful that what you are communicating or what you are presenting in front of them. Nevertheless, Saturn, since it is your 8th lord transiting in the retrograde motion in the 8th house, and it is also 7th house, so healthcare is essential during this particular time. Okay, so that I will say for the Cancer ascendant people. For the Leo ascendant people, Mars, retrograde Venus, and Mercury is transiting in your first house. So, this combination in the first house is actually making you very independent, very focused towards your life decisions, and this will also make you feel to work on your self personality more. There can be change of job, there can be some new opportunities with regards to your job and business coming up during this particular time. Some chances of travels, some long distance travels are also possible. Since Mars is also your ninth lord, I can also say that this is also a time for higher education. Suppose you are thinking to study something related to professional education, or even at the spiritual level also, you can start it. Okay. Since Mercury, you see that your ninth, 10th, and 11th lord all together are transiting in the first house, so it is creating multiple yogas. It is creating multiple dhan yogas and raj yogas at the same time. So this is a time for self development, improvement in your career and business. So suppose if you are working on your own, at the individual level, at the sole independent level, it is a very good time. Now, suppose by any chance if you are associated with some other person with regards to partnership or collaboration at the professional level or at the personal level also, means personal relationship also, in that case this combination of planets can create some rifts, or it shows that some disputes may come up all of a sudden. Okay. Means I will also say that during this particular time, try to avoid get into any kind of new kind of collaboration. Means suppose if you are thinking to collaborate or extend your partnership with some other business partners, you need to be a bit careful. Okay. Do your homework, check the things properly, and then only you should go ahead in that case. Okay. On 7th of August onwards, Venus will change the sign. It will enter your 12th house and in the sign of Cancer. Although it will be in combustion, but still I will say that transit of Venus in your 12th house will be good. It will be very good with regards to your proper rest. You will see that after so much hard work, you will get some proper rest. It will help heal your subconscious mind. Normally, the transit of Venus in the 12th house is considered very good because it gives the person the happiness at the soul level, the happiness at the personal level. Means after so much hard work and so many things, you will feel that at the end of the day you are contented, you are satisfied. Okay, that is very essential. So in that regard, this Venus will play a very vital role. Although it will be in combustion, but still I will say that it will give you very good results. On 17th of August onwards, Sun will change the sign. Sun will be coming on your first house. Sun is the Lagna Lord. It is the ascendant Lord for the Leo ascendant people. Again, that transit is a very good transit, I will say, because during that particular time, Sun will be in conjunction with Mercury. Although it will be in opposite to Saturn, but still, that combination of Sun and Mercury happening in the first house will be wonderful. It will give you a very straightforward focus towards your life. Your decision making will be appropriate. It will make you more punctual, more disciplined, and since it will be opposite to Saturn, so it will be a time when you can start a new approach towards your work. Like suppose whatever work you are doing, or you are finding a new job or new kind of business idea, in that case also it is going to be very good results. But since it will be in 1/7 axis, so it will be a time when you need to be very careful regarding your relationships. Okay, because since Sun is a very fiery planet, hot planet, okay, a hot and bright planet, so it may happen that it can create some rifts or ego battles between you and your partner. Okay. If I talk about Mars, then on 18th of August, Mars is changing the sign. It will come onto your second house. Now, Mars is a very good planet for the Leo ascendant people. It is your fourth lord. It is your ninth lord. So, transit of Mars for the Leo ascendant people in the second house, I will consider it very good because it will give you the proper energy to channelize your work in certain way which will improve your finances. You will be able to take proper decisions regarding your family matters. It will make you a very dominant personality with regards to your family members, near and dear ones. Okay, so more you channelize your energy in proper manner, more it will give you good results with regards to your family, and also with regards to your decision making regarding your investments and finances. Suppose if you are thinking to sell any property, or suppose if you are associated with any work related to construction or land and property, in that case also it is going to give you very good results. Okay, if I talk about Jupiter, then Jupiter is transiting in your ninth house and it is in conjunction with Rahu. I will say that there can be some kind of illusion at your work. There can be some kind of illusion with regards to your thought process and methodologies. But still, I will say that focusing more towards righteousness and dharma will give you much more better results. This is a time when you can restart some religious customs or rituals, or study the religious scriptures more, which will give you much more better results. Okay, so that's it for the Leo ascendant people. For the Virgo ascendant people, Mars, Mercury, and retrograde Venus, they all are transiting in the 12th house. If I specifically talk about Mercury, then Mercury is the Lagna Lord, which is transiting in the 12th house in the presence of 8th Lord Mars. So, the first and foremost thing in this month of August 2023 will be that you should be very cautious regarding your health. In case of any prevalent health condition, you should not be ignoring it, and you should take proper health care then and there. Okay, this is more relevant because on 18th of August, Mars will enter your first house. Okay, and Mars, since it is the 8th lord transiting in the first house, so this is also an indication that you should be very disciplined towards your health and day-to-day life activities. Okay, you should not be taking it very easily and very lightly. You should be very punctual, very disciplined towards your healthcare and day-to-day life scheduling. That will be very good and give you good results in the upcoming days and time. Since Mars happens to be your third lord, after 18th of August, when it enters your first house, this is also a time when you will see that some extra efforts you need to put on in your work, in your day-to-day life, and you also need to be very careful regarding your decision making, because since Mars happens to be your 8th lord, so some ups and downs can be there. Like you think about something, you plan something, but something else is happening. So this kind of thing can be there, which can lead to some kind of anxiety. So you have to be like take short steps, don't take some big decisions, take short steps and short decisions, and make a proper homework regarding that, and then you act upon it. That will give you much more better results. If I talk about Venus, then on 7th of August, Venus will retrograde back onto your 11th house in the sign of Cancer. It will be under combustion with Sun till 19th of August, but still I will say this retrograde motion of Venus in the 11th house will be beneficial for you. It will give you monetary gains. It will allow you to expand your business opportunities. In case you are thinking to collaborate with some other business opportunity or to uplift your work, in that case also you will be successful. You will also improve your social networking and your friend circle. Venus will be aspecting your 5th house, so it will also improve your bonding between you and your partner at the love and romantic level. Yes, some ego problems can be there, but you have to control it till 19th of August, and then things will be much more better with regards to Venus. And anyone working with any significations related to Venus, like that can be art, creativity, like music, dance, clothing business, or someone who is running a food chain or restaurant business, in that case also this transit of Venus in the 11th house in the retrograde motion is going to be highly beneficial for every one of you. Okay. Now, at this moment of time, you see Sun is transiting in the 11th house. Till 17th, it will be in 11th house. Normally, the transit of Sun in the 11th house is considered very good because it provides you name, fame, reputation in front of the whole world. It increases your status. It gives you good results with regards to the results of your work. Okay, it is highly beneficial for your vitality also. But since Sun will be moving to your 12th house on 17th of August onwards. It will be in conjunction with Mercury, because on 18th Mars will change the sign. So on 17th onwards it will be in conjunction with Mercury. So Sun is the 12th lord, Mercury is the first lord. So I will say, although Sun will take care regarding the significance of the 12th house, but still I will say during that particular time, some extra discipline towards your health will give you much more better results. On 24th of August, Mercury will turn retrograde in the 12th house. Now this can be looked upon in two ways. First thing, in transit, your Lagna Lord retrograde in the 12th house. Normally it is not a very conducive time for health. In case some health matter has already occurred, then there is a chance that it can reverse back. Okay, this kind of normally this kind of things are seen when a retrograde planet is specifically associated with Lagna or Lagna Lord is happening in the 12th house. Okay. Second thing is that since it will retrograde, Mercury will be retrograde in the 12th house, all of a sudden it will bring some opportunity of income from some faraway lands. Like suppose if you are associated with any kind of business opportunities or work associated with some foreign clients or some faraway land, like suppose you are working in some multinational company or you are working at some faraway place away from your native place. Okay, in that case also, or you are associated with any work related to export or import. In that case also, this Mercury, after it turns retrograde, it will bring some good opportunity with regards to income, improvement in finances and monetary gains. Okay. Since all these things is happening in the 12th house and it is getting the aspect of Saturn during this particular time, I will also say you that your complete focus should be on your own self and your own health. You should not get into any unnecessary or unwanted dispute with other people during this particular time. That will be highly beneficial for you. Okay. Jupiter is transiting along with Rahu in the 8th house now. For the Virgo ascendant people, Jupiter is neutral and Jupiter is also the 7th lord, so it is Marak basically, and transiting along with Rahu in the 8th house. So first of all, this can all of a sudden can create some anxiety at the mental level. Okay, there can be some conflicts with the partner or regarding the joint asset during this particular time. And why I say all these things now, because Venus is retrograde in the 12th house and Venus is the 2nd lord. Okay, so during this particular time your concerns should be highly focused towards maintaining the proper decorum, proper bonding and relationship between you and your partner, rather than getting into any kind of unnecessary dispute. Try to mitigate the problems, that will give you much more better results. That is for the Virgo ascendant people, make the most out of it. For the Libra ascendant people, Mars, retrograde Venus and Mercury, they all are transiting in the 11th house. Now I will say that all these transits which is happening in the 11th house, I will say that it is a good transit, I will say, because almost all the planets perform very good or they give very good results while they are transiting in the 11th house. And since Venus is the Lagna lord, it is retrograding in the 11th house and it will retrograde back into the 10th house on 7th of August 2023. So it will not only improve your gains but also it will improve the your work methodology in a much more better manner. You will see that it is bringing some more creativity, some more beauty in your work, and ultimately it will give you good results, good status, name, fame, and ultimately it will also bring some opportunity at the financial level also. So it is going to be a very good transit for the Venus. And if I talk about Mars and Mercury, you see Mars is the 2nd lord, it is the 7th lord, Mercury is the 9th lord. So basically Mars and Mercury is forming a Dhan Yoga and Raj Yoga at the 11th house. So you will see as the time goes by, these two planets will play a very vital role in improving your finances. It will also improve the work methodology. You will see that you will get some extra sense of energy at your personal life. It will remove your lethargy, it will remove your laziness, and ultimately it will give some strong focus towards your work as the time goes by. Secondly, Mars will change the sign. Mars will move on to your 12th house on 18th of August. Now, that particular transit has to be taken care of after 18th of August with regards to Mars, because you see, normally transit of Mars in the 12th house is not considered that great, because what happens that we do the work but we feel that we are not getting enough recognition for that. So, this kind of things can be there. So, this is a time when you should do work without any expectation. Just do the work for the other, or whatever work you are getting, just do it without any expectation, or try to do some charities during that particular time. That will be highly beneficial for you. And try to avoid any kind of unnecessary expenditures, because Mars happens to be your second lord of wealth. So some expenditures can be there during that particular time. Some travels can be there to some faraway places, and expenditures regarding that can be possible during that time after 18th of August onwards. If I talk about Mercury, then Mercury will be retrograde in your 11th house on 24th of August onwards. And with regards to this, I will also say that at this moment of time, Sun is transiting in the 10th house, but and this transit of Sun in the 10th house is normally considered very good, because it is good for your work, good for your reputation and status at your work. It will improve the bonding between you and your authorities, and it will also give you some favors from your authorities. Okay, you will see that the bonding is becoming much more better. And on 17th of August onwards, Sun will enter your 11th house, which is again a very good transit, and then it will be in conjunction with Mercury. So even though Mercury will turn retrograde on 24th of August in your 11th house, but still that conjunction of Sun and Mercury in the 11th house is considered very good, because first of all, it will improve your work ethics. It will give you good opportunity with regards to social communications. So suppose if you are associated with any work related to communication, it is going to give you very good results. It will improve the network circle. You will see that means, like, suppose the people associated with mass communication, journalism, or someone who is a consultant, or someone who is a orator, anyone associated with education fraternity, in that case it is going to give you very good results. Okay, if we talk about the impact of Saturn, then I will say during this time Saturn will be impacting your 11th house from the 5th house. So during this particular time, you will see that since Saturn is retrograde in the 5th house and it is the 5th lord, so at times you may feel that you are planning something and it is getting delayed. So, and this has been going on from a while. You will see that this has been going on from last 1.5 months and so, since Saturn is retrograde and it is transiting in the 5th house. Okay, so I will say you that during this particular time you need to be like planning things should be right from the beginning. Like anything you start, any work you start, okay, plan it from beginning and then you work on it slowly, step by step. All of a sudden, if you start the work, you might face some delays, okay, or you might face that I need to work so many times again at the same work again and again. Okay, so I will say that do the work step by step, day by day, and that will give you much more better results, because it will be helping you out to face the challenges and also rectify the mistakes. Jupiter is transiting along with Rahu in the 7th house. Although this transit of Jupiter along with Rahu in the 7th house is good for the like new bonding or new collaborations can happen during this particular time, because Saturn is also aspecting it, so it is activating your 7th house. But since Venus is retrograde and Venus is under affliction during this particular time, I will say that some relationship issues can be there, some ego battles can be there, some misunderstandings can be there between you and your partner. Although Jupiter will try its best to give you good results through its wisdom, through making the things better, but don't forget Jupiter is your 6th lord. Okay, so here I will say that rather than getting into any kind of ego battles, try to bring the solutions that will give you good results in the upcoming months, because it is just a matter of time. In a month or so, you will see that in the month of September actually Venus will again turn direct. Okay, and that time the planetary energies will be different. So I will say that in a rush or in a hurry, don't take any decisions, because rather than taking that some harsh decisions, come up to a solution. Okay, sometimes thinking about your partner and the opinion of your partner is also important. Okay, and I will say it is very important, not only sometimes, most of the times. Okay, so that's it for the Libra ascendant people. Make the most out of it. For the Scorpio ascendant people, your Lagna Lord Mars, retrograde Venus and Mercury, they all are transiting in the 10th house. Now this particular transit in the 10th house had got two ways of looking into it. One is the difficult part and one is some positive part is also there. Let me talk about the difficult part first. You will see that your 12th Lord Venus, your 8th Lord Mercury is transiting along with Lagna Lord, Ascendant Lord Mars in the 10th house, getting aspected by Saturn, which is again retrograde. Although it is receiving the aspect of Jupiter also, but Jupiter is also transiting along with Rahu. Okay, so you may feel that the system at your work is getting too much strict, or you need to follow too much discipline, too much punctuality and everything. This kind of feeling can be there. Or you may feel that I have to be very completely strict in my work. I cannot move here and there. Means so many things are happening all at the same time. There can be some related anxiety, and you need to also be very careful regarding how you are treating or dealing with your superiors and authorities and other co-workers. Okay, but on the other hand, I can see some positive part, and that positive part is going to be very important on this month of August 2023. Is that you see that during this particular time you will see that it will give you an good opportunity or like chance to improve your work discipline, to improve your commitment and patience level. Because what I can see that Mercury, apart from being the 8th lord, it is also your 11th lord. Your 11th lord is transiting along with the Lagna lord in the 10th house. So that means your discipline, your hard work will pay you back. It will bring you good opportunities for improvement at your work, improvement at your business development or upliftment. At your job level also, you will see that this will bring a good name and fame from your authorities. More you do the hard work, more it is going to give you much more better results. If we talk about Venus, then on 7th of August, Venus will retrograde back onto your 9th house. Now, in one way, this retrograde Venus needs to be taken care of, because it may create some ego battles or some kind of miscommunication between you and your partner. But again, at the same time, I will say that normally the transit of Venus in the 9th house is considered good. Since Venus is your 7th lord, which is retrograding in the 9th house, so this is also a time when you will see that you will get support from your partner at the spiritual level. Your partner will be the source of philosophical ideas for you. You may get some, all of a sudden you may get some philosophical thought or some solution in your work towards your day-to-day life from your partner during this particular time. This also indicates that there can be some sudden travels, some long distance travels to some faraway place. Like suppose if you are thinking to move back to visit your guru, or to visit the person who inspires you the most, or to visit back to your home to meet your father. Okay, so in that way also this particular transit of Venus back into the 9th house after 7th of August 2023 is going to be highly beneficial for you. Okay, suppose if you are thinking to start any higher studies, okay, in that case also this Venus is going to give you some good energy. Okay, although Venus rules your 7th house and 12th house, but still I will say that in case of studies also, since Venus is a natural benefic planet, it is going to give you good results in regards to that also. Now, if I talk about Sun, at this point of time, Sun is transiting in the 9th house. So, although it is going to give you good results with regards to your creativity, and this is a time when you may visit some religious places and meet some people of spiritual community. But again, at the same time, I will say that this can lead to some ego battles between you and your elders of your family, specifically father. So you need to maintain that also. Okay, that you should not get into any ego battles regarding that. Sun is your 10th lord, transiting in the 9th house at this moment of time. So you need to check on your work ethics, your dharma, your righteousness during this particular time. That will give you much more better results. And after 17th of August, Sun will enter your 10th house, which is again a very good transit, because that time Sun and Mercury will be in conjunction on 17th of August onwards. Because on 18th, Mars is changing the sign. Mars will enter your 11th house. So 17th onwards, Sun and Mercury transiting in the 10th house will give you much more better results with regards to your work ethics. So there can be sudden improvement in your work. There can be like you may get some good opportunity at your workplace. All of a sudden, this kind of things can happen. Okay. Now, 18th of August onwards, Mars will enter your 11th house. Mars is your Lagna Lord, which is again giving some good hint or good idea that some positive results with regards to completion of work, success, or improvement in finances, some gain opportunity or fulfillment of desire is possible during this particular time. Okay. Only one thing I will say, that since Venus is your 7th lord, and from 3rd of August till 19th of August, Venus will be combusted. Okay, so during that particular time, you need to be careful, because some kind of ego battles or misunderstanding can be there between you and your partner, since Venus is your 7th lord. So that is why it is more important to inform you. Okay, so that's it for the Scorpio ascendant people. Make the most out of it, I will say. And another thing, let me add regarding that also, that since Jupiter is transiting in the 6th house, so and Jupiter is transiting along with Rahu. Jupiter happens to be your 2nd lord and 5th lord. So some kind of matter related to wealth, family and children, all of a sudden may come in front of you. Like suppose you might get a bit worried regarding those matters. Now why I'm saying all this, because Mars is aspecting your 5th house from the 10th house. So at times you may get some kind of anxiety, or you may get irritated by the behavior of your children or your child. Okay, or you might also get some kind of irritation regarding your own planning, your own management in your day-to-day life. Okay, so I will say that being more considerate and understanding towards your child, or towards your planning and management in your day-to-day life will be much more helpful. Okay, so make the most out of it in that way. So that's it for the Scorpio ascendant people. For the Sagittarius ascendant people, Mars, retrograde Venus and Mercury, they all are transiting in the 9th house. Now this transit or this combination of planets in the 9th house, I will say that it is a good transit, I will say, because first of all, Mars is the 5th lord, although it is the 12th lord also, but it is the 5th lord transiting in the 9th house. It is a good thing. Mercury is the 10th lord transiting in the 9th house, can be considered good. Venus is the 11th lord transiting in the 9th house, is again good. Okay, so I will say that it is creating multiple good yogas forming in the 9th house. So it is also participating in forming some auspiciousness and prosperity, fortune for you all. Okay, so it is a good combination, I will say. But yes, definitely on 7th of August onwards, Venus will retrograde back onto your 8th house. Since it is in the retrograde motion, so it will move back to the sign of Cancer on 7th of August 2023 onwards, which is your 8th house. So during that particular time, I will say that you should be more careful regarding specifically regarding your health, and secondly regarding how you are connecting with your partner, how you are connecting with the any matter related to joint asset. Now when you are talking about partner, it can be at the personal level also, at the professional level also. Now since it is 8th house, so I will also say that healthcare is essential. And since Venus is your 6th lord, retrograde back into the 8th house, so I will say that all of a sudden there can be some separative tendencies with any matter related to partnership or bonding. Okay, means it can be like some sudden something can happen, so you need to be careful regarding that. Now, since Venus is also a natural benefic planet transiting in the 8th house, so I will also say that if you take out some time to spend with your partner uh, and try to find out the solutions to resolve the solutions between you and your partner, that will be beneficial, that will really give you very good results. Now, Mercury and Mars will transit in your ninth house and it will be under the aspect of Saturn. This also indicates that suppose if you are thinking to start some education or specifically some professional education, okay, or you are also suppose thinking to start some higher education, in that case also this combination of Mars and Mercury in the ninth house is going to give you much more better results. Suppose by any chance if you are associated with any work or anything related to sports, athletics, in that case also this combination of Mars and Mercury is going to give you very good results. Since Mercury will be retrograde on 24th of August 2023 in your ninth house, so that will be a time frame when you need to be careful regarding your work and your like it can be job, it can be business, it can be anything. You should be careful because Mercury happens to be your 10th lord and 7th lord, so that will be a time when you need to be also careful regarding how you are connecting with your partner, in case you are in a relationship, in case you are in your married life. Okay, otherwise I will say that you have to focus more towards your work and not get into anything any kind of unnecessary dispute or conflict of interest between you and your authorities during that particular time. On 18th of August there is a transit of Mars, it will go into your 10th house, and that will be a time I will say that means since Mars will be in the sign of Virgo in your 10th house, so there can be some critical judgments, or you may feel that you are not liking the work, or you might get too much critical towards your work ethics or towards your work, and that can lead to some kind of conflict between you and your authorities or superiors. Okay, so in that way you need to be taking care of it, or I will say that take out some time to give your work specific interest, specific importance, but don't get into too much competitiveness, because too much competitive approach here when Mars enters your 10th house can actually lead to problems between you, or there can be some unnecessary jealousy or envy between you and the other co-workers during that particular time, I will say. Okay, means you can focus towards your work completely, but don't get into too much competitiveness. That will be highly beneficial for every one of you. If I talk about Sun, then at this moment of time, Sun is transiting in your 8th house. Normally, the transit of Sun in the 8th house is not considered that great because it is the Naisargik Atma Karaka Graha. It is the natural significator of soul. Okay, so it is not that great for the Sun to transit in the 8th house. It is not good for the health also. But still, I will say that taking extra care of health will be helpful. But Sun happens to be a ninth lord transiting in the 8th house. So during this particular time, taking extra care of your father, that will not only be beneficial for you at the real life level, but also it will be a pathway for you to get some divine blessing. Okay, because ninth house is divinity and ninth lord is Sun transiting in the 8th house. So more you are taking care of your father, more you are taking care of your guru, more you are following dharma, more it is going to give you much more better results. Okay, looking into the fact that your Lagna lord Jupiter, which is the significator of dharma, is transiting in the 5th house along with Rahu. Okay, so following the religious scriptures, following the proper way of dharma and karma will give you highly better results. Saturn is retrograde in the third house, so normally the transit of Saturn in the third house is considered very good. It is retrograde, so it may happen that you have to take out some extra time to look onto your efforts on your work, on the work you are doing or you are starting. There is a possibility that you may think about some work which you might have had ignored in the past. Okay, you may all of a sudden restart your creative work or your anything related to creativity or talent that will give you much more better results. Okay, so that's it for the Sagittarius ascendant people. For the Capricorn ascendant people, at this moment of time, Mars, retrograde Venus, and Mercury, they all are transiting in the 8th house. Now, Mars, which is your 4th lord and your 11th lord, uh, Venus, which is your 10th lord and your 5th lord, they all are transiting. They both are transiting in the 8th house. So, this indicates that uh, this is a good opportunity to learn something related to spirituality or occult, or even someone who work into a field of spirituality or occult science or associated with them. In that case also there is a considerable amount of development or improvement in their work. They will be successful in undergoing the spiritual learning, or suppose they are working in spiritual kind of work or spiritual healing. In that case also they are going to get some good results or success or development, spiritual development. Okay, since ninth lord Mercury is also sitting along with Mars and Venus in the 8th house, so this is also giving you a good opportunity to have a higher learning regarding occult science or spirituality. But since the ninth lord Mercury is under affliction of retrograde Saturn and Mars, although Saturn is the Lagna lord, but still I will say that aspect of Saturn is falling on the Mercury, which is the ninth lord. So I will say that this is a time when you need to be very careful regarding your health of your father. Okay, take care regarding the health of your father. Take care regarding the health of anyone who is elder in your family who live along with you. Okay, follow the teachings of your father. Follow the teachings of your guru. In that case, it will be highly beneficial for every one of you. Okay. Now on 7th of August onwards, there is a change of sign by Venus. Venus will retrograde back onto your 7th house on 7th of August onwards. So it will get conjunct with Sun. Initially, it will be in combustion till 19th of August. But still, I will say that transit of Venus in the 7th house will be good, because Venus will retrograde back onto your 7th house, and means it will try to improve the bonding between you and your partner. Although initially it will be in combustion, so there can be some ego problems, some ego battles between you and your partner at the personal level also, at the professional level also. But still I will say that since it will enter your 7th house, it will bring some good results with regards to making the things much more proper, better between you and your partner. Now suppose if you are not in any kind of partnership, in that case also I will say that transit of Venus in the 7th house is considered good, because it will improve your mass fame, your fame, name and status in front of the other people. Okay, you will be able to suppose if you are associated with any kind of business, or you are thinking to collaborate or expand your business opportunity, in that case also this retrograde Venus will give you much more better results in the 7th house. Okay, after 7th of August 2023 onwards. Now on 18th of August, Mars will change the sign. It will enter your 9th house. Now since Mars is your 11th lord, it is your 4th lord, it will enter your 9th house on 18th of August onwards. So it is going to give you some good results with regards to your gains, improvement and finances. Okay, there can be some short travels to some religious places if you want to, because some chances are there. Some travels can be there. It will improve your communication skill, but again, at the same time, at times it can make you very adamant with regards to your religious and spiritual views. So I will say that try to avoid any kind of adamant behavior regarding that. Otherwise, some religious teachings and religious learning opportunities will be available to you during that particular time. If you are associated with any work related to landed properties or construction work, in that case also, that Mars transit will be highly beneficial, because since it is the 11th lord and 4th lord transiting in the 9th house, so it will give you a very proper optimistic idea regarding your development and improvement. Now, Mercury, although it is transiting now in the 8th house, but on 24th of August it will turn retrograde in the 8th house itself, and that will be a time when it will be in conjunction with Sun in the 8th house, because now Sun is in the 7th house, but on 17th of August Sun will change the sign, it will come into your 8th house. So that will be all about Sun and Mercury. So I will say that during that particular time, some extra care need to be given to your own health also and health of your father, because Sun is the 8th lord, Mercury is the 9th lord and also the 6th lord. Okay, so healthcare will be essential during that time with regards to your personal health and the health of your father. In both ways, I will say that will be highly beneficial, because Saturn will be aspecting, retrograde Saturn will be aspecting your 8th house. So more you take extra care of your health, or in case of any prevalent health condition also, you should not ignore it. Okay, so in that way it will give you very good results. So that's it for the Capricorn ascendant people. Make the most out of it. The Aquarius ascendant people, Mars, retrograde Venus and Mercury, they are transiting in the 7th house, and they are getting aspected by retrograde Saturn from the 1st house. So I will say here, the first and foremost thing is that you need to be very careful and cautious when you are dealing with any matter related to a relationship or partnership, at the professional level also, at the personal level also. Means, suppose if you are associated with any kind of business along with business partners, or you are thinking to collaborate with some other person with regards to your business, in that case also I will say that you need to be very careful. Any important decisions should be avoided now. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing is that, suppose at the personal level you are in a relationship, or you are thinking to get into a relationship, or suppose you are in your married life, in that case also certain matters can happen, or it has already started, because Venus turned retrograde and entry of Mars and Mercury in the 7th house. Okay, so something or the other might have been going at the personal level also, I will say. So extra care has to be given. You should not get into any kind of unnecessary disputes. Try to resolve it. That will give you much more better results. Suppose if you are not in any kind of relationship or partnership, because many people ask me that what if I am not in a relationship or partnership. In that case also I will say that so many planets are impacting your 7th house. So first of all, 7th house is also the other people. When you are dealing with other people, means any kind of person, means that can be any other odd person. So you need to be very careful, because before you are trusting them, before you are finalizing some kind of opportunities with them, you need to be very careful before you finalize something or take any decisions. Okay, because this is the time when you should take decisions very carefully, looking into the fact that Saturn is retrograde in the 1st house. So your discipline, your day-to-day life, punctuality, and having the proper methodology of work is very essential during this particular time. Venus will leave the 7th house very soon on 7th of August, and it will enter your 6th house. Now that is again a time frame when you need to be extra careful regarding your relationship and bonding. Okay, I will say that this is not at all a good time to get into a new kind of collaboration or partnership. Try to avoid it, because since Venus is retrograde, so what will happen that, suppose if you have got into any kind of collaboration or partnership, then there can be some unnecessary disputes, or there can be also a chance of reversal. Okay, means you may again think about your decisions twice or thrice. This kind of situation can happen. Okay, at times you may feel that your opponents are getting some extra benefit, or they are getting ahead of you. This during that particular time you feel like that. Okay, but since Venus will be retrograde in the sixth house, and initially it will be in combustion with Sun, but one good thing what I can say is that at the job level, the person with whom you are working, the people with whom you are working, some cordial bonding can be formed all of a sudden. Okay, so you can make the most out of it, and you can follow that at your work level. That will be highly beneficial for all of you. And then Mars and Mercury will be transiting in your seventh house from 7th of August onwards. And normally the transit of Mars and Mercury in the seventh house is not considered that great, I will say. Because here Mercury, apart from being the fifth lord, it is also a eighth lord. Okay, so there can be some critical thinking or critical judgment. Okay, which might be coming in your own thought also, or what that may come into the thought of the other person also, your partner also. You may feel that people are judging you unnecessarily. This kind of feeling may come. Okay, you may feel that you are getting judged. Now on 18th of August, Mars will change the sign. It will enter your 8th house. So that will be a time, I will say that although the 7th house affliction will reduce, but Mars transit in the 8th house is not considered that great. Means although it will be helping you out in improving your knowledge in occult science and spirituality, but since 8th house is the Dusthana house, it is the house of problems, basically ups and downs, and Mars is a fiery planet, very impulsive planet. So I will say that don't rush, don't hurry into anything. Okay, try to avoid any kind of harshness. Okay, if you are late, don't rush. Okay, because that can lead to some kind of unnecessary injuries and everything. Okay, try to avoid it. Okay, any kind of adventurous activities or anything which you have less idea but you want to do it, try to avoid it. Okay, in one word I will say that avoid the adventurous activities during that particular time. Okay, now Sun will also enter your 7th house on 17th of August 2023. So that will be a time when Sun and Mercury will be conjunct, because on 18th Mars will change the sign. Okay, it will enter your 6th house. Mars will enter your 8th house during that time. And 17th of August onwards, Sun will change the sign. It will enter your 7th house, and it will get conjunct with Mercury. Now, transit of Sun in the 7th house is also not considered that great, but I will say that we can resolve it by cooperating our partner. Cooperate, and when needed you can ask for cooperation also. This will not only remove the ego problems between you and your partner, but also it will bring the bonding, a proper bonding between you and your partner. Sun is the 7th lord, and it will help you out. Okay, sometimes you can help your partner creatively. Okay, or by thoughts, by soul to soul connection. That is what this Sun will bring in the 7th house. So in that way it can give you very good results. So make the most out of it. Try to avoid that ego problem and ego battles. Okay, Jupiter and Rahu is transiting in the 3rd house, and Saturn is transiting in the retrograde motion in the 1st house. I will say that this is also a time for hard work. Do the hard work in right manner with proper dharma and karma. That will give you much more better results. So make the most out of it. That's it for the Aquarius ascendant people. For the Pisces ascendant people, Mars, retrograde Venus and Mercury, they all are transiting in your 6th house, and just opposite to it we have retrograde Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in the 12th house. Now Venus was afflicted, and I said that in my last video also for the Pisces ascendant people that Venus was getting afflicted in the 6th house. But on 7th of August, Venus will leave your 6th house and it will re-enter your 5th house. So during that time, affliction to Venus will be considerably decreased which is actually a good thing for the Pisces ascendant people. Although Venus is the 8th lord, but still I will say that when it will jump back into your 5th house, it will prove to be highly beneficial for you as compared to it is now. Venus happens to be your 3rd lord also. So you will see that when Venus re-enters your 5th house, this will be a time period when you will be able to focus more on your creative talent, your creative self-expression. Like suppose if you are associated with any work related to creativity, art, culture, that can be anything related to music, dance, or anything which in which you can express yourself creatively, because normally the Pisces ascendant people, they are very creative, because Pisces is the sign where Venus exalts. Okay, and 5th house is basically the house of creativity. So what will happen, it will bring that creative efforts. Why I say efforts? Because Venus is the ruler of your 3rd house. Now one thing you have to be careful about regarding this transit, Venus is your 8th lord transiting in the 5th house. So suppose during this particular time you need to be a bit more cautious about the health of your children. That's it. Okay, otherwise you will see that this Venus will also bring the creative talents forward for your child also. Okay, for you and for your child. So ultimately it is going to be highly beneficial, I will say. The benefit results are good, far more better. Sun is transiting in your 5th house at this moment of time. Now Sun is your 6th lord, so this is a time when you can prepare yourself for any kind of competitive exam or competition. Like suppose if you are thinking to participate in any kind of competition, this energy of Sun in the 5th house will give you that focus and concentration to study a lot, to prepare a lot, improve your skill set, so that you can prepare yourself for that competition. And on 17th of August, Sun will change the sign, Sun will enter your 6th house. So that time, the creative skill set which you worked upon now, it will help you out then after 17th of August. And in this regard, Venus will also play a crucial role, because Venus will bring that nourishment, that emotional touch, to become more focused. You will love the subjects. That is how this Venus and Sun will play the role. Okay. So when 17th of August comes, when Sun enters your 6th house, it is the lord of your 6th house. It is the lord of the sign Leo, which is the 6th sign for your ascendant. So that time you will see that you will be able to face the real world scenarios in a much more prompt manner, positive manner. Normally it is said that Sun in the 6th house normally leads to success in any work. So this will give you a very straightforward approach towards your life, towards your job, in whatever job you are doing. So in order to get more positive results, this is a time when you need to follow the proper orders given to you by your superiors and authorities, and you should also take care regarding the well-being of your subordinates. In case you are the boss, you will have subordinates or people working under you. So since Saturn is aspecting it, retrograde Saturn is aspecting your 6th house, and 6th house is the house of service. So more you are taking care of the people of your subordinates, or the people who require help, or the people who needs more cooperation. If you cooperate them, okay, in one way or the other, you will see that this will act as a divine blessing for you. It will not only improve the signification of your 6th house, but also you will see that influence of Saturn will work in a more positive manner for you. Okay. At this moment of time, you will see that Mars and Mercury, they are transiting in your 6th house. Now, transit of Mars in the 6th house is considered very good, I will say. Although Mars is your 2nd lord and your 9th lord, now 2nd lord and 9th lord, they are transiting in the 6th house, that is not considered good. But if I only talk about Mars, then the transit of Mars in the 6th house is considered good, because what happens that it makes a person perfectionist. You will be able to put extra effort in your work. Means you will feel that let me complete the work on time. It will make you highly disciplined. It will make you highly punctual. Now, since it is sixth house and it is the ruler of your ninth and second house, so I will say that while you are taking any decision regarding your investment, regarding your finances, you should be very careful, because some expenditures are seen, and also you need to be very careful regarding your health, because sixth house is also the house of injuries, accidents. Basically, it is a Dusthana house. Okay. Although Mars will give you the success, but again at the same time, Mars is a fiery sign, a fiery planet, and Leo is a fiery sign. Okay. So don't rush into anything. Don't get impacted by the events impulsively. Okay. Like suppose when you are driving, drive a bit slow. Don't be so fast. Okay. Watch your steps when you are walking, especially with these steps and ladders. Okay. So these are the things by which you can take care regarding the influences of Mars in a positive manner. If I talk about Mercury, now that is the thing when you need to be a bit more careful, because Mercury rules your fourth house and your seventh house. Mercury is afflicted. To be very precise, if I say Mercury is afflicted, and Mercury rules your fourth house and it is transiting in the sixth house. So certain matters related to your home can be a reason for anxiety for you. Okay, and since it is also the ruler of your seventh house, so you will see that certain matters related to you and your partner can be like some kind of confusion, disputes, misunderstandings can be there. So I will say that go for the solutions rather than getting into any kind of ego battles. Okay, try to resolve the situation in a more considerate manner. That will give you much more better results. Okay, after Mercury turns retrograde in your sixth house, that will be a time, means on 24th of August onwards, that will be a time when you will be able to find the solutions towards your problems in a more fast manner. It will make you very creative regarding how the problems can be solved in a more easy manner, in a more better manner. So that time you will be able to take out the good results of this transit of Mercury in the sixth house when it turns retrograde on 24th of August onwards. Now on 17th, Sun is transiting the sixth house, and on 18th, Mars is changing the sign. It will come out of your sixth house and it will enter the seventh house. Now, transit of Mars in the seventh house is normally not considered that great. Okay, because it leads to unnecessary disputes or misunderstanding or anger issues or anxiety between the partners. Means whenever you deal with some other person, on small petty matters, you might get irritation, you might get anxious, or even anger issues can be there. I will say that during that particular time, make sure that you have a proper check on your expenditures. Try to maintain a cool head, calm and composed mind. That will give you much more better results. Okay. Saturn is transiting in the retrograde mode in your 12th house. It is aspecting your second house where Jupiter is transiting, and your second lord Mars will be in the sixth house and in the seventh house. Okay, so I will say that very essential during this particular time that take care regarding your family matters. Give full priority to your family matters, to your wealth related matters. Unnecessary expenditures should be avoided. Okay. Taking care of your family members, your near and dear ones, or the place where you live in will give you much more better results. Okay, so that's it for the Pisces ascendant people. Make the most out of it. Okay. So that's it from my side for all the 12 ascendant signs, and if you have liked this video, click onto the like button, share to your near and dear ones, and your comments are always welcome to me. If you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. And if you want a consultation from me anytime, check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, or you can get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. So that's it from my side for now. Next time when I come back, I will be coming back with some another interesting video. So I'm signing off for today. Thanking you. Bye bye.